Hey everybody, this is Adam at Archery Country. Today we're going to go over 3 parts of archery form that are really critical to the overall picture of better shooting. The first thing is going to be stance. Walk up to your target. Mine's going to be over my left shoulder. I'm a right-hand archer. My toes are going to point down the line. I'm going to have mine shoulder width apart with my hips directly over those 2 feet. I'm not going to have them too wide and I'm not going to have them too narrow because again, there's no balance, there's no power in that. Shoulder width apart, I'm going to have my toes even to each other. As you get to shooting, you can work on opening up your stance a little bit, but to start out, again, just keep them nice and even, shoulder width apart, then you're stacking your hips over your feet, your shoulders over your hips, which are over your feet. The second most critical part, this is one part that we see a lot of beginning archers kind of foul up on, and that's gonna be grip. My left hand, I'm gonna give the target the thumbs up, then I'm gonna turn that thumb to 2 o'clock, I'm gonna roll my knuckles back over my wrist joint. So this is going to give me a low risk position. By doing this, it turns my arm out of the string path. As that bow shoots, I'm not going to get slapped. Also, I'm going to run those knuckles about 45 from the bow. I'm only offering it one muscle group, and this helps reduce torque. Now when shooting, I'm going to have my fingers just nice and loose, relaxed, right on the side of that riser. Same thing with my thumb. A lot of beginning archers, they have it turned, and then they're gripping that bow like a suitcase handle, holding on for dear life. The looser you hold onto that bow, the less pin float you're gonna have. You push directly into your target, right on the back side of that riser, and you're gonna have a really nice arrow flight because of it in sight picture. So to put that together, again, hand up through the sling there, load an arrow on there. I'll get that set prior to the shot. So right down here, again, turn my hand out, 2 o'clock, drop that wrist down, and then you'd point your fist towards the target. The third part is going to be release execution. With the release, whether it's a thumb button or whether it's a trigger style wrist release, you want it set up heavy enough that you can get your fingers on that thumb peg or that trigger without the fear of it going off. So setting it nice and deep where you have less nerve endings, and then regardless of release type, we want to pull through our shot. And so we want to move our hand over that release or through that release to get the shot to break. It's not an isolated finger movement or thumb jab. So just put it all together, set that stance, toes nice and even, shoulder width apart. Run those knuckles at a 45, drop that wrist down, point it to my target. I'm gonna draw back, anchor in. I'm gonna set my thumb deep, and then I'm just gonna focus on pulling through this shot. Just like that. And then kind of evaluate your follow through, make sure that that bow is moving directly towards the target upon the shot and your release hand's moving directly back. Then you know that you're definitely pushing towards the target, you're not gripping and pushing that bow off one way or another, and that your release isn't staying nice and stagnant. You want to make sure that it's following through, becoming dynamic in your shot process. Work on these 3 things, stance, grip, and release execution. Once you get that mastered, you pretty much mastered the sport. Thank you.